Alright guys, I just got back from wrapping up this vlog. If you guys only believe in perfect archery shots or perfect hunts, then this is not the episode you want to watch, so you just want to click away. Otherwise, if you want to watch a real hunt and some real up and downs, then watch this. Alright, so I've walked out here in the candy shop plot. I've got a deer stand down here that I'd really like to be in, but the wind's kind of borderline. There's a nice rub there. ADD kicking in. But we got the redneck back here. I just don't know if we've had as many deer working on this end of the food plot, so I got the Spy Point solar here. I'm going to go through if I have does and bucks active daylight or night right here. I'm going to go in the redneck because my wind's slightly better in the redneck. If not, then I'm going to the stand. Dad is back on the big redneck food plot and a little blind that I set up for him in our forage fence. And so he should hopefully see something there. Deer just haven't been moving the last 2-3 days. We've had a lot of rain, we've had wind. There's got to be an evening or morning sometime in the next day or two that the activity explodes. So we've got to be out here to witness it, and that's why we're out here this evening. Both Dad and I have doe tags and buck tags, so hopefully one of us get a shot at something. Alright, so the walk to the other end of the food plot, it is. I've got a Spy Point link down here, and it, over the last few evenings, has been texting me some does moving in the evening, and a proof buck moving after dark. Bucks are starting to get unpredictable. If there's a moment that he could just come out in daylight, it's any time now. So I'm gonna walk down here, get set up, and I'd love to put the closing chapter of the proof buck in the books tonight. But we'll see. Well, I got in here and checked the wind, and it's opposite in this food plot with what the weathermen were saying. It's actually blowing more from the east. It's hit me right in the face. These deer out in front of me will have no chance of even smelling me, period. So it is the perfect wind setup for this stand. Now if we can get the proof buck to come out, or big O nanny doe, we're gonna let one fly tonight. So we'll get it set tight. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is what you look forward to right here. Fall colors, green food plot. A year ago today, well, not really a year ago, about a year and a month ago, this was dirt. A year and 2 months ago, this was all timber. So it's kind of cool to see all the hard work come together. If I can harvest a deer with a bow in this food plot, it's going to be stinking awesome, I can tell you that. So get settled in and see what happens. the first one. I misranged. I don't know if she ducked at all, but I was about 5 yards short of where she actually was. And she didn't know where it came from, so she came back. Scared of that area where she had heard the arrow hit behind her. It looked like a good hit. I heard her run. I heard her stop. I heard a little bit of movement down there. Here comes the shakes. Gosh. Oh yeah, full body convulsion. Here it comes. Well, I've lost all body control. Dad is here. I just climbed down out of the stand. I know it was a low shot. I replayed the footage, and my shots were just not doing very good tonight. But anyway, it's a low shot, and we're going to look at the arrow and then see if we can pick up the blood trail, because I heard her run and stop, and I didn't hear anything since then. I'm hoping she didn't just walk off. Hope she bedded down. It's been 30 minutes or so. The other younger doe that was with her, 30 minutes later, ran across a food plot, so she didn't come back. So I'm hoping she's just right down here, really close to the four-wheeler trail. A lot of wetness. There's blood on it.
Yeah.
Blood and white hair. I'm hoping she's right down here. We'll see. Bleeding out of both sides. More blood. More blood. A lot more. Where she stopped. See all the blood?
Yeah.
I see that. That's where she stopped. Salamander. Kind of cool. On the blood trail. Here we go. She's bleeding really good. She's still moving. You can see it splattered that way. She's really opened up. There's some organic there still. It's part stomach, which would be crazy. I didn't think it hit that far back, but there's stomach content in there. Well, she's bleeding like a deer that's been stuck with a dirt nap gear, but found some stomach content. And she bled a lot. She's bled a lot for the shot that I had take, or the shot that I hit her on. She went down. She's only ran 60, 70 yards maybe right now. She hit the other four-wheeling trail, so we decided we're gonna come back up here to the mule, grab it, go back to the house just for a little bit, give her a little bit longer. I think she's already down, but I would hate to bump her. And then we'll come back out and see if we can't find her. Alright, so it's been about an hour and a half since I shot her. We're going back to the blood trail and we're going to pick up the search. I have a feeling she's not too far, but we wanted to back out just in case, because we were able to slip through the woods quietly, and I'd rather not spook her and get in here and see what we can see. So we'll see if we can find her here. Alright, well, got a bed here. Got a couple leaves that had fallen down off of her once she got up. So, like I said, it's been an hour and a half. I figured she would expire, but we'll keep the search up. Maybe she got up and she's on her last little walk here. We have been on her. How far do you think we've walked now? A few hundred yards?
Yeah, probably close to that.
And she's bedded 6, 7 times at least so far. She's picking up blood again. I mean, that's got some bubbles in it and some chunks. It's got a little bit of everything, so we'll stay on the trail. It's off. Anyway, so Dad and I, we've been on this trail for, what do you think? How far do you think we walked back all the way around it?
At least half mile.
Yeah, she got back in those woods and she was doing loops and turns and backtracking and bled good the whole way, bedded down probably 8 times. And we just knew that, you know, it's an hour and a half after I shot her that we started. But we were finding bone, we were finding tons of blood, lung blood, some stomach matter, but she never stopped bleeding. Even when she bedded down, she got up bleeding, so we figured we were going to stumble upon her. She went all the way down and around. We started back in the candy shop plot. She went back to Big Buck Ridge, went back in all the woods back there, came back out to the food plot that Dad actually was hunting on this evening, walked across this food plot, and she went in one of our major trails that we have right there. So right at this point, I'm just going to give her the night. I'll get in here early in the morning and take up the trail. The thing is that it's a lot of tall native grasses back here. She could be bedded right back here, and or in the thicket on the other side on the hillside. So I'm just going to leave her. I think it's where she wants to go, and hopefully in the morning we recover her. Alright, so I'm about 10 minutes into the search this morning. We called off the search back here on the corner of the food plot because she'd come back into this area and we knew that we weren't bumping her, and we had walked all the way across this field trailing blood, so we knew that we'd walk quietly enough that we just weren't scaring her. And I was hoping she'd come into this native grass area that I've got back here that is not very far from my house. There's my house, about 125 yards there, or about 75 yards right here from the shop. And I shot her at least half a mile that way. And let me tell you, I got her. I found her. She came up all the way to my house and decided that's where she wanted to take her last breath. So here we are, right there. Found her, and there's my house. She's about 100 yards from my house. I have never seen anything like this before, but this is where she wanted to come. It's where she felt safe, I guess. And this is where she died. That is absolutely crazy to me. Here she is after Dad and I did a very long search last night. She decided to come, I guess, to the safest place that she could think of, and that was sadly right next to my house. But I'm glad that we did go ahead and back out. I don't think we pushed her at all last night. You know, she bedded down 8 to 9 times, was bleeding substantially almost the entire way, but we had tracked her for a very long ways. I would say well over half a mile. The placement on this side isn't actually too bad. It's exactly where I was aiming, and I just kind of rushed a shot, and I should have been aiming where I wanted the arrow to exit. I should have aimed up higher on this side. She just came in, kind of surprised me quickly, and I rushed a shot, hit perfect where I wanted to on this side, but came out actually low here on the other side. I think I might have clipped a little bit of a lung and a liver, and apparently a little bit of stomach or some gut in here as well. But it was really cold last night, so I know she's going to be in perfect shape. I can get her out of here, still get her to the processor, and salvage everything about this doe. So just blessed to be able to get out here and to find her this morning, because I was going to put in the time, but I only had about 10 minutes this morning, and here she was. Like, there's my orchard, and I am within 60 yards of my shop, within 100 yards of my house, which is just absolutely crazy to me. But you know, she went the completely opposite direction of where she even came from, into that candy shop plot. And I'm glad to put an ending on this story, so there you go. But like I said before, we're going to show you guys the real hunts on our channel, so I hope you guys appreciate how real we are. You know, just there's something to learn from every single hunt. I know I've got to calm down, make sure my shot placement's on. Luckily the dirt nap gear broadhead did its job and kept her bleeding and took her down, and we were actually using the THG edition ones. If you guys are interested in looking at our own THG edition dirt nap gear broadheads, the link is down in the description below. But if you guys would, comment down below if you guys have ever put a bad shot on deer, and let us know if you're successful in finding that deer or not, and what were your tactics in doing so. Give a big thumbs up on this video, share this video, and guys, until next time, have a better than average day.